Kasim here. I'm the founder and CEO of Solutions 8 and the author of the 7 Critical Principles of Effective Digital Marketing, but you already knew that, or I hope you did. Yesterday we went over Principle 2, which is to give value first. If you haven't seen that, I'll put a link to that in the footer. If you haven't bought my book yet, I'll put a link to that in the footer. Today I want to talk to you about Principle 3, and it's one of my favorite. It's the principle of education, and the way I articulate it in the book is learn, apply, innovate. It's a three-parter for a reason, incidentally. I think as digital marketers, we're all really good at learning. Now, if you're not a professional digital marketer, I think that you need to probably invest some time in finding out which thought leaders you're going to pay attention to. And the best way to do that is to figure out who's getting the results that you're getting. This is critical, incidentally. A lot of the times we end up listening to people that, they talk a good fight, but if you really peel back some layers, you realize that they're not necessarily doing what it is they're advising you to do. This happens a lot at conferences, by the way. You'll notice some of the speakers, one of the things that I recommend doing is go to school on their bio and their background. That's not to say that they're bad folks or anything. It's just to say that a lot of times the in the trenches work that they're trying to teach you isn't necessarily something that they manage themselves. That doesn't disqualify everything that they have to say. It just means that if you're trying to learn how to do in the trenches stuff, go find somebody that's in the trenches. Also, make sure that you're looking at a variety of thought leaders. The big names, those guys are awesome, and they're big names for a reason. Gary Vaynerchuk has a lot of really good stuff to say. He doesn't run his own digital marketing campaigns, though, so find out who does and listen to that guy or gal as well. Don't go search obscure content out just for the sake of obscurity, but try to find 3 or 4 or 5 content networks that you really know, like, and trust, and pay close attention to them, because everybody's got blinders on some level. And so the more you can diversify the intake of your content, the more knowledgeable you're going to be. This isn't just for professional digital marketers. If you're a business owner, entrepreneur, marketing manager, you don't need to learn how to do these things. You don't want to, you shouldn't, but you should be paying attention to how to manage them, how to drive performance, how to manage vendors. So again, find people that are getting the results that you're looking for, seek them out and take in their content. There's more content available on this topic than anything else online for a reason, right? This is what drives the internet in a lot of ways. After you have your learning down and your feed intake down, you're not done. And this is where a lot of us stop. And so that's what I'm trying to fight here. It's a three-parter for a reason. Learn, apply, and innovate. So after you've learned your tips and tricks and hacks and best practices, it's really important that we apply what it is that we're learning. And this gets really difficult because you get overwhelmed. When you start taking in all of this content, you realize that you can't apply everything that people are putting in front of you. So I like to adopt the Kaizen principle. It's 1% improvement every single day. So as you're reading or watching or however it is that you engage with your content, try to make a 1% improvement in the way that you were working, the way your campaigns are functioning every day. And that 1% improvement, by the way, can be really small things. You don't necessarily have to even launch off on new initiatives. It can just be, tracking a key performance indicator for a month and looking at it every single day and trying to see where it gets you. The application of new information is what makes the new information valuable. Just knowing it isn't going to do you any good. So when you're taking in information, I keep a Google Doc of notes, things that I like to read, and then I try to prioritize those notes in order of the things that I want to tackle. I don't put a time limit on it because the application of some things is going to take a lot longer than the application of others. Just make sure that you have some system of application going for the stuff that you're learning. And lastly is innovate. You're a digital marketer or somebody who's engaging heavily in digital marketing campaigns. So the learn and apply sequence, that wheel will serve you forever. And if that's where you stop, that's okay. Innovation is really what's going to put you over the top. It's where the top 2% of digital marketers live. And it means that you're taking the campaigns that you're running and the experiences that you're having, and you're finding ways to make them better on your own. And hopefully, ideally, also sharing that information. But that 3-part principle is really what's going to help kind of sharpen the saw, as Stephen Covey says. It's going to help you hone your skills and also your campaign. So learn, apply, innovate. And that's it for the paradigm principles. The first 3 principles of my book are the paradigm principles. They're kind of the core foundation. The next 4 are what we call the process principles. The process principles live on top of the paradigm principles. So we just kind of covered the crucial nucleus to being an effective digital marketer. I really hope you're enjoying this video series. Please feel free to comment, share, subscribe, do whatever it is that you do. But I'm glad you guys are watching. Thanks so much.